What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, the JJ Search, coming at you with Team AZA. We got here a top 8 deck profile from Kuryu. We went to an Edison Locals today, and here's his deck profile.
Hey guys, so we did a local Edison tournament, as JJ said. We played at RAW Hobbies, Games and Hobbies, so if you want to go there, go check it out. I'm playing Dark Arm Dragon Plants, or Dad Plants in short. So for the monster lineup, we've got one Dark Arm, that's obvious. And then we play 3 Caius. I believe it's the best monster in Edison, as many others have said. It's very... I've won a couple matches with just Caius Burn. And then 1 Tragodia and Gores, the hand traps to play defense and offense. Gores for the tournament for me was MVP because there have been many times that I drew it first turn, and with this card, Card Trooper, I drew it off of the Card Trooper effect to draw 1 every time it was destroyed, thus saving my butt. And then we played the Spirit Reaper and the Plague Spreader Zombie, the one-ofs, and then Battle Fader. These are pretty much self-explanatory. They're just good cards in general, and when you're running Monarchs, you gotta have at least Battle Fader. And then we play the 3 Mystic Tomatoes. We play a plant engine too, so while we're in the plant part of this deck, why don't we throw in the Dandelion, the Lone Fire, and the Titanio. So many times the obvious play is Lone Fire into Titanio, and we'll get more into that later, but don't forget you can also Lone Fire into Mystic Tomato, which will throw people off, but once you start getting the tomatoes going, you'll start having fuel for Dark Arm Dragon, and then also other cards in this deck, which we'll go over. And then we played the 1 Debris Dragon. Now, honestly, I'm probably going to take this out because this was a dead card in my hand, and usually when you see Debris Dragon, it's a desperation play for Black Rose, when I could have had other cards instead for this. Then we played the Sangan and the Gale, Mystic Tomato targets, and this is self-explanatory. And then on to spells, 1 MST, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Tornade. The reason you're seeing Tornade in here is because this deck needs to make big pushes, so you need the back row clear. So instead, and then obviously if you play Heavy Storm, you might get Starlighted. So Giant Tornade has thrown the opponent off a few times for me. 1 Foolish Burial. The main play with this card is usually Plague Spreader. I might take it out though. And then 1 Allure, 1 Mind Control, 1 Brain Control. Pretty self-explanatory. Good cards is good cards. Take care. This is a synchro heavy format, so we're playing a lot of tuners. Take over the opponent's monster and go from there. And then we have 2 Mark of the Rose. This is basically Snatch Steal, but going back to what I said earlier with the Lone Fire Blossom, you fuel the graveyard immediately just for these. And you can also have Mystic Tomato fuel up the graveyard, so we can use this. And then for traps, 1 Phoenix Wind Wing Blast. I'm kind of forced to play this card because I draw into my Titanio every now and then, so I need to discard it. And it did okay. It did okay in this tournament. I could go with Compulse though at the end of the day. And then I played 2 Deep Prison, just good removal, self-explanatory. 2 Bottomless, self-explanatory as well. And then 1 Return from the Different Dimension. If you take into account that your monsters are going to be banished because of the opponent's Deep Prison and Bottomless, and then if you also get Soul Release or DD Crowed, and then not only that, with Mark of the Rose, I banish my own plants, and then with Plague Spreader Zombie, when you use its effect from the grave, it's gonna banish itself too when you Synchro Summon, so it's just common sense to run a power card like this. And then the obvious one-ofs, Call, Solemn Judgment, Mirror Force, and Torrential Tribute. Just all good stuff. And then on to the extra deck. This was just a mishmash. Chimera Tech, because if we ran into machine decks, that's what it's good for. 1 Armory Arm, Magical Android, 2 Cataster, self-explanatory, Brio, Dark Ruler, Hades, Goyo, for the level 6s, level 7s, Ancient Fairy, Black Rose, the level 8s, Dark End, 2 Stardust, 1 Thought Ruler, Archfiend, and 2 Colossal Fighter. it's all self-explanatory. And then for the side deck, we got one Neospatian Grand Mole. Good removal overall, you know, bounce the opponent's Synchro Monster. And then we play the two Cyber Dragon. Very good against Hero Beat and Black Wings, you know, because it forces them to use their power cards, and you just use a special summon. And then DD Crow. I was hoping to run into maybe Frogs or draw this in time against Light Sworns, but that didn't work out for me. And while we're on that note, my matchups were 2 Hero Beat, 2 Black Wings, Zombies, and Light Sworns.
Sure record.
4-2 at the end of the day. Yeah.
4-1 in Swiss, right?
Yeah, 4-1 in Swiss, and then top 8 cut. However they say that. And then 2 Vanity's Fiend. I was hoping again to run into Frogs or Quick Draw Dandy, but I didn't run into them at all. 2 Hammer Shot, just a personal tech choice of mine, just to, because a lot of the decks, especially Heroes and maybe Black Wings too, if you just remove their main monster, it kind of makes their key cards a little dead too. For Hero B, Gemini Spark, and for Black Wings, Icarus Attack. And then these 2, Trap Dust Shoot and Mind Crush, it didn't work out too well for me. I never drew Trap Dust Shoot first turn, and I would still try to test my luck. Even if I know I'm going first, I'll still side it in. But for that first game, nah, I'll keep these 2 on the side. I might honestly just take out the Mind Crush because it's just one of. And then the 2 Compulse, best card all day. You just bounce back the opponent's Synchro Summon. You know, you just let them summon their little field. You know, don't get intimidated. Just wait for their finishing play, then just bounce it back. And then the 2 Dust Tornado for extra back row.
No Book of Moon?
No Book of Moon. Doesn't work for me. And there you go, guys. This is Kiryu. This is my top 8 dad plans. Hope you enjoyed.
Wait, what did you lose against?
I lost against Light Sworns and Black Wings due to time because of I had Battle Fader in my hand, but I got so lost in the moment that I forgot to just put Battle Fader on the field and could have won from there. So guys, I could have gone further with this deck. So give this deck a try, you know. But you have to pilot it extremely well. You have to know your matchups, which key cards to hit, and you know the rest will be peachy.
Alright guys, so that was the deck profile. Make sure you give a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Don't forget to share this video as well. And this is the JJ Search signing out with Kiryu, Crow, and Team AZA.
Peace.